There's another player that has wronged Caitlin Clark, and they're out of the league.
Indiana Fever in the Chicago Sky here from Wintrust Arena. The Fever have really stretched out this one.
It finally happened, Diamond DeShields. Yes, the same one who bulldozed Caitlin Clark in what many called the dirtiest play of the season. Just found out the hard way what happens when you go after the WNBA's golden child.
Is no longer in the league because she not only got let go by the Chicago Sky, she has been let go by the New York Liberty, and she's crying online.
She's not just suspended, she's done. The league didn't just bench Diamond DeShields, they slammed the door shut, locked it, and threw away the key. No team can sign her. She's officially blacklisted, from pre-game struts to post-game sobs. Diamond went from fierce competitor to a social media cautionary tale. One reckless shoulder check on the league's most marketable star, and now she's jobless. Just her and her gym bag, looking like she took a wrong turn off a cliff. But what do you think? Did Diamond deserve this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk.
Clark is trying to cut in this position right here, and Diamond DeShields just body checks her. Like, it's a foul. This sequence of play was wild. Absolutely wild.
Let's not sugarcoat it. This isn't just a roster cut. This is a thunderous message from the WNBA front office. Come swinging at Caitlin Clark, and you're not just risking a foul, you're risking your entire career. Period.
And Clark gets hit from behind. How bad, egregious it was from Diamond DeShields, and Caitlin Clark jumps up and runs away from Diamond DeShields.
But here's what's really got people talking. Why did it take so long? Why did the league wait until the outrage hit a boiling point? And who else is sweating bullets? Wondering if they're next. We're breaking it all down, from the infamous hit, to the backlash that shook the league, to the dramatic downfall of a once promising player who let frustration turn into a hit on the WNBA's brightest star.
The league is getting rid of the Caitlin Clark haters. Each and every current team better move on eggshells, bro. She's the only one left. She is no longer in the league, crying online about
the play that ignited this firestorm. Wasn't a heat of the moment hustle foul. It wasn't a hard but clean contest. It was frustration, pure and simple. And the target? Unmistakable. Caitlin Clark. During what should have been a routine game between the Fever and the Sky, with Indiana comfortably ahead, Diamond DeShields made her move. But it wasn't toward the ball, it was toward Clark. With intent, with force, and with zero concern for the consequences.
Caitlin Clark is the cash cow in this league. She is the needle mover.
Man, oh man, when Caitlin Clark does something, everybody celebrates. When Caitlin Clark does something, there is no jealousy.
She came barreling in, shoulder lowered, locked in like a linebacker. No play on the ball, no honest defensive stance. She flattened Caitlin Clark, then had the nerve to act like it was just another play. She reached out a hand in mock sportsmanship, like she hadn't just steamrolled the face of the league. But nobody was fooled. The crowd saw it. The cameras caught it. Analysts replayed it frame by frame. This wasn't defense, it was a statement. And a cheap one at that.
Caitlin Clark played against the Chicago Sky, and she got cheap shotted, and there is a sequence of plays that's crazy, and it leads to Caitlin Clark telling her team, is it Erica Wheeler, that she wanted to fight Diamond DeShields.
Social media didn't just react, it erupted. Within minutes, the clip had gone viral. Everyone had an opinion, and most weren't kind. Dirty play. Cheap shot. A new low. Fans, former players, and sports personalities all seemed to agree this wasn't just reckless, it was targeted. One respected analyst put it bluntly, she's not fooling anyone. That was deliberate. And to many, this wasn't just another foul on Caitlin Clark, it was the most blatant attack yet. Even more egregious than the Kennedy Carter hit that set the internet on fire just weeks earlier.
He assaulted Caitlin Clark on the court right before Caitlin Clark came off the court with 3:52 left.
And here's what stung fans the most, there was no whistle. No technical. No flagrant. No ejection. The refs acted like they didn't see it. The league stayed silent. And once again, Caitlin Clark had to dust herself off and keep playing. But fans didn't forget. The WNBA's silence didn't slide. The internet did what it does best, amplify. Replays flooded every feed. And one question started echoing louder and louder. If the league won't protect its biggest star, who are they protecting eventually? The silence cracked. The WNBA realized the spotlight on Caitlin Clark was also a microscope on them. Ignoring this? no longer an option.
And DeShields actually getting waived from the Connecticut Sun just one day prior to tomorrow's May 16th WNBA's 2025 season tip-off. She looks heartbroken and in pain, with the news of her being waived from the Connecticut Sun.
Getting waived is crazy because, what do you do after you get waived? I got all my stuff up here that I drove in a rental car from Atlanta, and now I have to drive all my stuff back to Atlanta.
Behind the scenes, the consequences were brewing. The immediate penalties may have been avoided, but the fallout was real. Diamond DeShields' minutes disappeared. Her role shrank. She was quietly shown the door in Chicago, no press release. No thank you montage, just gone. Then came the New York Liberty, swooping in with what looked like a lifeline. A new team, a fresh start. But it didn't last. The Liberty waved her off just as quickly. Still, fans held out hope when the Connecticut Sun picked her up late in the preseason. Maybe this would be her chance to salvage her career, but just one day before the season tipped off, DeShields was cut again. This time, it felt final, not a strategic roster move, but a door slamming shut.
NBA commissioner playing in house with these Caitlin Clark haters.
And then came the Instagram post, no bravado, no they'll regret it energy. Just sadness, real, raw, and revealing. A caption about heartbreak. A blurry selfie. The look of someone who's finally realized the league had passed judgment and it wasn't in her favor.
Team will ship 3 to 5 boxes, but I have more than 3 to 5 boxes worth of stuff.
If you are not producing, if you're not giving them what they need, if you're not putting them stats up, if you ain't putting up no numbers, you're going to be out of a job. Again, look what just happened to Haley Jones. She just was on Instagram the other day, excited about closing on her home. The very next day, the Atlanta Dream just cut.
Diamond DeShields sat in her car, surrounded by packed bags and a heavy silence. In a video shared online, she looked hollowed out, the kind of heartbreak that doesn't shout. It just quietly settles in. She recounted how she'd driven all the way from Atlanta, excited to seize what she thought was her next big chance with the Connecticut Sun. But just hours before opening night tip-off, she got the call. Cut. No ceremony. No closure. Just a cold. Thanks, but no thanks. And to add insult to injury, she couldn't even get a rental car to drive her things back. The team said they'd send 3 to 5 boxes, but she's got way more than that. That's not just luggage. It's the weight of a career collapsing with the quiet thud of a door closing for good.
The lovely Lee Ross always says women in sports do not want to see other women in sports succeed. It's just the way they're built.
That's all I see. They try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics on the court.
Many are calling it an unofficial lifetime ban. Discreet, not on paper, but loud and clear in practice. The fall of Diamond DeShields is now the most visible implosion in recent WNBA memory. And it's not just the fans raising eyebrows. Players, commentators, insiders, everyone is watching. One broadcaster summed it up with brutal efficiency. They're cleaning house. She's just the latest.
Somebody said that Diamond DeShields flagrant foul on Caitlin Clark was more dangerous than the Kennedy Carter.
And if you've been paying attention, you've seen the pattern. Kennedy Carter now hooping in Mexico, and now Diamond DeShields on the outside. This isn't a glitch, it's a cleanse. The WNBA is making a statement, and Diamond just became the poster child. Her once rising star now flickers out, not because she lacked talent, but because of that one moment. A blatant, unapologetic cheap shot on Caitlin Clark, and no apologies. No remorse. Just attitude. And that one hit now overshadows every stat, every win, every highlight reel.
There's the two sides who think she is only popular and does have the notoriety and recognition that she does because she is white. There is the other side that says you guys are crazy, you're all jealous of her, and she is just talented.
Online, the reactions were predictably savage as DeShields pleaded for a second chance. One commenter quipped, "She's gonna cry in the car." Another added, "Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, sympathy in short supply." Because this wasn't just about one hit, it was about an attitude, a culture of aggression, and a refusal to evolve. The league had tolerated it until now. The WNBA drew its line in the sand, and Diamond is now very clearly on the wrong side of it. But her collapse is more than just a single player's downfall, it's a crack in the dam, revealing all the resentment and politics boiling beneath the surface. For months, Diamond's unraveling didn't start with that foul. It started the day Caitlin Clark stepped into the league and shook it to its core.
That's what a lot of these women are doing, is they feel like what we have done for this game, this young player has come into our game, and she's getting way more respect and all that stuff than we are. As she should. The young girl is a baller. The young girl has people watching because of the way she can shoot this basketball like Steph Curry. Steph Curry can't dunk. Steph Curry don't do none of that in the game. He can probably dunk by himself, but he don't really do none of that in the game. He is a shooter, and fans to see Steph Curry. When I look at Caitlin Clark, fans are tuning in to watch her, and you know who that's helping? Everybody else. It's helping the Asia Wilsons. It's helping everybody else, the Plums, all that. It's helping all of them, the Tarasis.
Because everyone who tries to guard Cece wants